Redbird to any grieving parent because immediately after you lose your child, in whatever way that might be, it's such a lonely place. And it's hard to look in any direction and figure out what to do next or where to go next. And so after we lost Griffin, I spent the first few months, of course, in just this daze, in this fog. And then when I came out of it, I realized that it was my faith that was pulling me out of it. And, you know, I had a few other grieving mothers that I could talk to, but nobody that was really deep in their faith to pull some of that healing from the Lord where we should be pulling it from. And so I was blessed because I have a dear friend that also suffered the loss of a child, and she's the one who recommended Redbird, and what a gift it's been. And the fact that I can sit amongst a group of other mothers and share my heart and share the brokenness and the sadness that comes along with this cross that we bear. But then also at the same time to be able to talk through that in a way where we can find the graces that will come from it. And it doesn't happen every single day, and that's why we stay together, and that's why we keep in contact, because the graces come day by day. So thank you, Redbird.
I would encourage any mother who's lost a child to learn about Redbird or go to a retreat. I went for 6 years, not talking to really anyone about my grief after I've lost all my babies. And I felt alone and that I didn't have anyone else to talk to. And this opportunity was presented to me, and I was scared and did not want to get into that vulnerable space or even really go back there. And I was really wrong. I had an amazing experience at the retreat. I was given a support group of 20 plus women that now I can connect with at any given point in time if I'm having a bad day or to share. And we continue to meet and support each other and love each other. So if you're thinking about it or wondering or scared, don't hesitate. Just go ahead and do it.
I think the one thing I can say about recommending a Redbird Grieving Moms Retreat to anyone who's had a loss is that God never intended us to walk this journey alone. Jesus says to be of like mind, and until you bring your thoughts and your concerns, your grief, your worry, your confusion to a place where other women are bringing those same things and journeying back towards Christ together in our grief, that grief, until you do that grief won't make sense. That grief won't have a purpose. And through the church, through living our faith together, it's Jesus who comes in, and it's Jesus who transforms what we've gone through with loss, no matter if it's fresh, no matter if it's, for me, it's been almost 10 years now since we've had our loss of Alexis. And no matter where you are on that journey, Jesus doesn't want you walking it alone. So coming to a Redbird Moms Retreat, will give purpose to your loss, will give clarity to everything you've been going through, and an understanding that it doesn't go away, but Christ is in the transformation business, and he wants to transform what you've been through, heart to heart with him, and heart to heart with moms that are going through the same thing, no matter what form of loss.
If I had to recommend attending a Redbird retreat for moms or for dads who may be feeling like maybe second guessing their choice to go, or maybe wondering whether or not their place is there, I would say that I struggled with the same fears for a long time throughout my grief process, which has been almost 12 years. I had a fear of being vulnerable in front of other people, crying in front of other people, and breaking down my walls. But after doing it and helping to lead one, the connections made with the women who showed up at the retreat were so whole and pure, and just such a blessing and a grace to know that you're walking with other people who've been through the same thing. And the strength that's found in that community, one of the ways that we experience Christ is by being gathered together in his name. So walking with other people and also walking together towards Christ together, it's a way of making him present to us. So we are Christ to one another. And it's just such a beautiful way to find beauty from our ashes with one another in the community that is found with walking with people who've been through the same experience. So don't fear, step out into your crazy, be vulnerable, and just do it.
For 10 years, I struggled with sharing my story and opening up wounds that scared me. I didn't want people to watch me cry. That was a place that I would never let myself go. I was trying to be strong, as people would tell me I was strong. I was trying to live up to those words. And I realized over the course of the last few years, especially preparing the retreat for other grieving moms, that my strength, the strength that I thought that I was trying to have, was in my own abilities, and that I didn't let God be strong for me. So I would recommend not only this retreat for other grieving moms who are scared to go. I would also recommend it for the leaders who haven't finished healing. As I've come to find out so many times, every time that I lead, I have another revelation that God is bringing me through and transforming each and every time. So I would recommend this to all, to continue to heal, to continue to be mystified by Christ, and to be transformed by his divine love.